It's the Joe Padula Show, Clarksville's conversation.
Absolutely. Okay. So, Wikipedia. Well, it states that the Proud Boys is this far-right neo-fascist and male-only political organization that promotes and engages in political violence. This is word for word. I'm reading from Wikipedia. Well, did they get it right, or are they intentionally lying? The only way to find out is actually having a sit-down and a conversation, an authentic conversation, as we meet local Proud Boy leader Matt Walters, and we're going to find out now on the Joe Padula Show. Absolutely. Make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell. Don't forget to click like, leave your comments. Definitely type them in. Definitely help us out and share this video now. Woo! Matt, how are you, brother?
I'm doing well. I've seen better days, but I'm getting back to normal.
Yeah, you've been busy, huh?
Yeah, I've been on a couple different, let's see, Channel 5. I was in Germany last night.
Uh-huh.
Here today. My phone hasn't stopped ringing. For some reason, I've been getting a lot of interracial homosexual pornography sent to my phone.
Really?
And
Why?
I don't know, but I enjoyed it at first. And now it's getting kind of stale. If you guys could just start sending me something different.
Yeah, me too. The struggle's
It's getting
real.
stale.
What
You know?
just happened?
What Dr. Rich?
Proud what?
Can we change seats, Rich?
It's just interesting how it's, people are being treated. So I want to get to the bottom of this. And currently a chapter leader of the Proud Boys. Where are you from originally, man?
I was born in Youngstown, Ohio.
Ohio. All right. And what brought you to Tennessee?
The United States Army.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
The only brigade in the Army actually brought me here, the Strike Brigade.
The mighty Strike Brigade, huh? Isn't that crazy, man? And here we are now. So when did you get out of the service?
I think March 17th, 2014.
St. Patrick's Day of 2014.
Wow, I didn't ever think of it.
Yeah, it's my birthday also. That's why. Yeah. Okay. Well, you're out of the service. Were you a political guy before you got into the service?
I don't know if I'd say I was a political guy. I was more of a patriotic person.
Gotcha.
I voted for the guy who was going to give me more money when I was in the service, I think. I didn't really have a political affiliation. I just knew the Republicans.
It came down to your wallet.
Absolutely.
Right. Now, how did you get introduced to the Proud Boys?
Well, when I got out of the military, there was a time from about 2014 to 2017 that I found myself really isolated because all my friends had PCS'd or were dead, unfortunately. So I was sitting in my house having conversations with my toddlers.
Still in Tennessee?
Yes, sir. And I was on the Facebook.
The Facebook. That's how you know we're getting old.
That's right.
I was on the YouTube.
The Twitter.
And I saw, hey, does anybody want to join the local Proud Boys?
Right.
And I said, what's this? So I reached out to the guy, and we had started having a conversation. And at the time, it was really odd. I joined a men's drinking club and was completely sober at the time. It was really weird. The guys accepted me as one of them, and they didn't see that was odd at all to them. So
you joined the group. Now, you say it's a drinking club. What would you guys do when you guys would gather? What would the conversations be? What were your plans? What's the mission?
Let's see. The plans, this is what we did. We would get together and tell horrible dad jokes.
Okay.
That probably weren't funny to anyone but us. Some folks would drink, some folks wouldn't. Every now and again, there would be, political conversations, but more it was about making each other better as men. It was more about the brotherhood and the fellowship rather than the political aspect of the game.
Now, at this time, have you heard the allegations and the name calling, such as this is a hate group, blah blah blah? This is a neo-fascist group. Have you heard stuff like that while you were joining?
I have heard stuff like that. Well, at the time, that wasn't. We hadn't been called that yet.
Oh, okay.
Because the fraternity was founded in 2016 by Gavin McInnes, peace be upon him.
Right.
And he modeled the fraternity after the Elks Lodge. And then there's a lot of inside baseball with the fraternity, like the reason we wear these Fred Perrys. Here's a little fact. Jamaican skinheads actually wore these shirts first. We used the word uhuru as our battle cry, if you will, as our to bring each other together. Or proud of your boy. Uhuru is Swahili for freedom. A lot of folks don't know that. So now we've used two things from African American culture in our supposedly all-white group.
Well, why is a quote-unquote, according to Wikipedia, a white supremacist group using Swahili and an African language and terms?
Well, it's very odd. I think the left found out how we were punk rock in early 2017. We became the new punk. We were the coolest thing on the block, and we had voices all over the place. And the only way to silence us was to call us racist or to call us Nazis. That's I believe that's what it was. And what they didn't know is when Gavin created this thing, he modeled our fraternity and our bylaws after the Elks Lodge. So we're also modeled after a group of thespians.
They're the hottest.
They are.
They're the hottest.
He said thespians, not lesbians.
That's my favorite.
Yeah.
Send me those videos, okay? You keep sending Matt whatever you're sending him. Send me the thespian videos. Well, okay. Now you're involved in the group. When I first was introduced to the Proud Boys, it had nothing to do with Tennessee. It was only things that was happening out in like Portland or some things that were taking place in New York. All right. Was anything active while in Tennessee? Were you guys out protesting?
Well, here in the South, we have all the Southern presidents have come together, and we've decided that we don't have an Antifa problem, and we don't want to create one. So very rarely do you see us at protests or rallies or things of that nature in our stuff. Now, we did go to the Stop the Steals because we were asked to come.
We call it the either Stop the Pittsburgh Steelers or the
algorithms. I'm sorry.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm used to this.
Are we still on? Are we still on?
We're blinking.
So we have done a couple Steelers games.
Yeah.
Because we were asked. The event organizers loved that we came. We actually were able to get folks like Joey Villa and Robbie Starbuck involved because I was Twitter acquaintances with them before I got flushed down the memory hole. So we brought a little star power. We rode in luxury coaches down there.
How many people you think in your organization in Tennessee?
Oh, in the state?
Yeah, in the state.
I would say actual membership 400 or 500.
Wow.
Guys waiting to get in, another 400 or 500. Guys that have sent emails and haven't been responded to, probably in the 300 range.
Now, I've seen women at Proud Boy events. Are they members or?
They're not members.
Okay.
There's two rules to join our fraternity. You have to be born and identify as a male currently, and you have to believe that Western culture is the best culture. That right there, that gets a couple people because they want to throw in white supremacy with that, but how it was explained to us and how we treat it is Western culture is the best culture because we are a melting pot and amalgamation of everything. Like New York City is the best place to eat food because you can go there and get food from any country in the world.
Right.
And it's authentic. I wish we had something like that in Nashville. Maybe we'll get there one day.
One day.
But that's...
well, it is a fraternity, so I understand the old guy thing. What about a Proud Girls, a sorority? Is that in the near future?
The Proud Girls, I actually founded the Music City Proud Girls. We have a small group. The organization has done it in the past, and it always seems to fail. Things get catty or stuff like that. We're trying to do it in Music City the right way. We started with the base of the guys' wives, and now we're bringing in new gals currently. So the girls are there. Some of them are fighters. Some of them are awesome at crocheting things. I actually brought you a present that one of the girls made. She made our buttons. And they make some flair. Some of the other girls, we have a doctor that's a girl in the chapter that takes care of us or helps us out with our stuff like that. And back to your membership question.
Yeah.
I'd just like to touch on that no one that's eligible for membership in our fraternity shall be discriminated on or denied membership based on their race, color, national origin, veteran status, disability, religion, marital status, or sexual orientation.
So then why are you guys still being called Nazis? Like, I get in fights on Twitter all the time. Not even fights.
What's Twitter?
Exactly.
What is that?
I hear you.
The Twitter.
But I get so much crap. How dare you promote these Nazis? We're going to deplatform you for doing this.
I don't understand. I think some of it came because in the beginning, people don't understand that Gavin McInnes is a shock jock and a provocateur.
Absolutely. I listened to his podcast.
He says things so people write stories about him because then other people read those stories and say, who's this guy? And go check him out.
He's a pot stirrer. Right.
And you have what's real odd is the leader of our fraternity, the chairman.
Right. Enrique Tarrio.
Yes, noble lead, Enrique Tarrio, the Ayatollah. It just depends on who we're in more with at the time.
Okay.
What his name is a Afro-Cuban Latino homosexual whose family was murdered by the Castro regime.
Right.
He knows what communism is. That's why he hates it so much.
Yeah, the guy was raised out of Little Havana over there, and over Miami area. So he's the leader of the Proud Boys.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say the leader. He's our spokesperson. We don't actually have. There's no such thing as a national leadership structure inside our organization. We have the chairman, and then we have the elders council, and then every chapter is their own separate organization. Music City, we're a little behind. We're getting ready to file for our LLC here, probably within the next week. But that being said, every chapter can do whatever it wants, and the only downfall of that is, I think there is an organization, but we're working on that as we speak.
Well, here it is. Wikipedia defines the Proud Boys as this, okay? The Proud Boys is a far-right, neo-fascist, and male-only political organization that promotes and engages in political violence in the United States and Canada. The group originated in the far-right Tackies magazine in 2016 under the leadership of Vice Media co-founder and former commentator Gavin McInnes. Now, check this out also. I'm going to bring up Antifa here for a moment.
Okay.
All right, Antifa, which is where I've watched these videos of clashes happen between Proud Boys and Antifa members at like I said, Portland, okay, Seattle, New York, and some of these rallies. Wikipedia defines Antifa as this: Antifa is a left-wing, anti-fascist, and anti-racist political movement. Notice you guys, according to Wikipedia, are a political organization. Antifa is considered a political movement. Why is that?
Because when the movement or the idea burns, loots, and riots in cities or shoots and murders people, they can't be punished.
Because it's a movement, not an organization.
Yes.
They go on to say on Wikipedia that Antifa is a highly decentralized and compromises an array of autonomous groups that aim to achieve their objective through the use of both nonviolent and violent direct action rather than through political policy reform. Man.
On that note, too, because I think earlier you mentioned that we are called a hate or extremist group. Well, I love that because there's one person that called us a hate and extremist group, and it's the Southern Poverty Law Center. What people also fail to realize is Gavin McInnes, peace be upon him, and Proud Boys LLC are currently in a class action defamation lawsuits against the Southern Poverty Law Center, and we have been removed from their website, from their hate map. We have been completely removed from it. I'm named in that lawsuit, so it affects me very much when people try to call me a hate group.
Well, I was going to bring that up, too. I mean, can't you, go to Wikipedia for defamation of character if this is what is presented? Because, I mean, let's just face it. When people go to research stuff, they go to Wikipedia. I mean,
Absolutely.
Is there a chance that that you can have a lawsuit against Wikipedia for defamation of character?
Well, I think there's a chance. The problem is, where's the money come from? Because another thing, our fraternity doesn't have any national dues either. So when the organization wants to sue something, there's a bit of a fundraiser. But I am telling you right now, under the leadership of Enrique, we have began to file lawsuits. We have a lawsuit against the SPLC. There's another lawsuit. I forget who it's against, but I went up to Washington, D.C. specifically about a year and a half ago for our announcement of that lawsuit. I currently am preparing to and getting my war chest ready to attack everyone that is attacking me. Because it's odd. Phil Williams said to me in a part of the interview that he refused to air.
News Channel 5.
Yeah.
Right.
That
Nashville.
Words mattered. And I looked at him and said very specifically, no, they don't. The only words that matter is if I threaten you with violence or if I defame you. Those are the only words that have consequences. If I tell you every day the sky's red, those words have zero consequences. If I say mean things to you that you don't like, those words have no consequences.
I was having a conversation on Twitter. This was yesterday, actually, with an Antifa supporter. And, you know, it was late, and I'm done. And I said, sleep well, okay? You know what she did? She goes, what does that mean? What does that mean? I think I know what that means. Threat. Sleep well is now a threat.
Oh, yes, because you were going to go there and put a horse head in her bed because
Right.
you're from New York.
Right.
That's what was going to happen.
Well, to be honest, she's a regionalist then. Yeah. Now, you guys took it to the next level during the debates of the presidential election of 2020.
You have repeatedly criticized the vice president for not specifically calling out Antifa and other left-wing extremist groups. But are you willing tonight to condemn white supremacists and militia groups and to say that they need to stand down and not add to the violence in a number of these cities, as we saw in Kenosha and as we've seen in Portland?
Sure,
are you
I'm willing
prepared to
do
specifically
that, but
do it? Well, go ahead, sir.
I would say almost everything I see is from the left wing, not from the right wing.
So what are you saying?
I'm willing to do anything. I want to see peace.
Then do it, sir.
Say it. Do it. Say it. You want to call him? What do you want to call him? Give me a name. Give me a
white
name.
Supremacists and
Who would
right
you like me to condemn?
White supremacists and right
Proud
militia.
Boys, stand back and stand by. But I'll tell you what. Somebody's got to do something about Antifa and the left, because this is not a right-wing problem. This is a left-wing.
FBI director
This
said
is a left-wing problem.
white supremacists. Antifa's an idea, not an organization.
Oh, you got it.
Not militia.
So, okay, did you see this when it was happening live?
Oh, we saw it. Actually, I believe that was that the no. That
was the second debate,
That was
right.
the second debate.
It was supposed to be the third, but they canceled the other one. Remember, right? But yeah.
That was the one that was in Nashville, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
No, that was not the one.
No,
in
that was
Nashville.
the first debate then.
Okay,
Then
right.
The second
That's
debate
right.
got
That's right. That was the first debate,
okay.
right?
We heard what Dad had to say to us loud and
Dad?
clear. When the God Emperor speaks.
Oh, you Trump?
Yes,
okay.
absolutely. We understood what he was saying. He wanted us, and the fraternity acted accordingly. He wanted us to not get in trouble, not do anything, stand back and stand by, stop the violence on our side.
Then why was I reading these stories coming out of definitely the publications that aren't pro-Trump saying that this was whistleblowing? Okay, this was
no, dog whistling.
Dog whistling. That's what it is.
He was sending a secret code that only us violent extremists would understand.
Right, like sleep well.
Yeah. Well, and we were all shocked that he said it. I don't think anybody knew it came, even though I gave Donald Trump a second degree. I personally put him in the Proud Boys.
Oh, yeah?
Just kidding.
Oh,
Just kidding.
okay.
But it was odd, but I will tell you that there were 70 of us in Nashville. I won't name the location just because I'm friends with the owner and stuff. We were down there for the debates. We were down there.
Was it peaceful?
Yeah, we stayed up away from the debate house. We were on Lower Broadway, and we had a heck of a good time. Nobody messed with us. A lot of pictures were taken. A lot of people, I don't know why, wanted things signed. Stuff like everybody wants a picture with a Proud Boy. Everyone. Everywhere we go in Washington, D.C.
Not Antifa.
Well, no, Antifa wants other things. Actually, this particular MAGA hat is worth $500, I guess, in Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh, is it?
My suits are worth things. I wear fake gas station gold that I acquired in Memphis.
Okay.
That's dope.
It's dope.
And that, I guess, has a bounty on it. I had bounty posters up in downtown Nashville that people wanted my clothes off my body.
It's unreal. Like seriously, literally, I got for even putting out there that I was going to interview you. Okay, that's we're going to get you deplatformed from Twitter. We're going to pull you from Twitter.
You'll probably be gone.
It could be. And here's the thing. I don't care. I don't care if they deplatform me. You know what I mean?
The Gateway Pundit, the Big League Politics, Tennessee Star, they all wrote an article about me in 2018, I believe. So, and I think a couple Fox News contributors picked it up. And I did get my damn blue check, but they're all still on the internet, I think. I don't know because I'm not allowed on it.
Yeah, we're going to get into the censorship in just a moment, but let's go now to January 6th, 2021 in Washington at the Halt the Theft rally, okay, we'll call it. President Trump gave a speech, and you were at D.C. during this speech, right?
Absolutely. What's odd is my flight they delayed my flight. I was supposed to get there the night of the 5th. And I was flying into Baltimore, and I had my ride. I was coordinated. Everybody was going to pick me up, and that night Enrique got arrested, which was unjust, and I can't wait for the story about that to come out.
And the charges were with the lighting of the Black Lives Matter flag on fire from the church, right?
Yeah,
is that the charge?
Destruction of property.
Destruction of property. Okay,
is the charge, and he was unjustly arrested, and I believe he'll be vindicated in the court of law very soon because I know something. Enrique didn't light the fire; it was always burning since the world was turning. But on a serious note,
Billy Joel.
Yeah, right. he did not start that fire.
Interesting.
I will guarantee that. I would state that on the lives of my children that he did not.
Well, it's interesting because you read the news about that, and like you would think he's been convicted of it. There's been no conviction of this yet. It's just been arrest,
not.
right?
He was in custody, I think, for 2 or 3 hours, and I was in contact with our photographer, who's the greatest photographer on Parler and is from Clarksville, Tennessee. She asked me not to mention her name, so I won't. And she told me what was happening. I said, well, it's really weird. Southwest just moved my flight from Baltimore to D.C. tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
I said, I wonder if I'm gonna have some visitors. So long story short, I jumped on the D.C. Metro. I linked up with my buddies, and we wanted to get a hamburger at Harry's, but the Harrington was closed. So we went to the second best place to get a hamburger in Washington, D.C., which is Ollie's.
Are you dog whistling when you say you wanted a hamburger at Ollie's?
No, and it's no like secret pedophile.
Okay, that's
either.
not okay. That's not dog whistling. All right, just making sure.
So we were sitting in there in line because you stand in there to order a hamburger for about 30 minutes.
And this is the day of the event.
The day of the event, I think it was about 11:30 noon. Trump was talking, and
because he started at noon, right? Noon sharp, right?
And Trump was talking. But we didn't have to be where he was because you could hear him all over town. They had loudspeakers and stuff set up. I don't know who exactly set it up, but they were set up.
But you can hear everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
And reports had it that there was 334,000 people. Is that accurate?
There were a lot. I would say there may have been more than that.
Okay.
There wasn't as much as the first stop. The pickpocketing that was up there, and I went to the second one, and I think there were just as many people as at the second Million MAGA march as there was the last one that we just went to.
Interesting. Now, while he's speaking, okay, what's the feel of the crowd? Was it tense? Was it jubilee? What was the emotions going on?
I witnessed. I actually made a very good friend for life on the flight. She was from Switzerland, and she was going to support the President of the United States. And from my ride to the airport on the D.C. Metro to the JW Marriott, I didn't meet anybody that I thought would be a problem. It seemed like everybody was happy. Everybody was there to support the President of the United States, and everybody was there to act as a peaceful, patriotic American. They wanted to know what Donald Trump had to say. So that gets me to we were waiting in line to order these hamburgers, and this older fella comes in here and goes, they're storming the Capitol. And we understood that the plan was when Trump was done talking, he was going to personally walk to the Capitol and deliver.
Wait, this was said while Trump was still speaking?
Yes. And we understood Trump was going to walk to the Capitol and deliver another message at the at the United States Capitol. So I looked at my buddy. There was 10 of us from Tennessee that were together at the time, right there. I said, that sounds pretty weird. Are you storming it, like trying to get in it, or just going to rally around it, waiting for Trump? Because that's where the stage was set up for him to speak. So I said, let's go check this out. So we walked out of Ollie's and hooked a left. Well, lo and behold, the man standing next to me is none other than Alex Jones.
Oh, yeah.
He's leading the crowd, and that's where I got the sense of it was a jubilee. It was a party.
Yeah.
Because you've got Stop the Steal or pocketing. You've got USA chants, 1776. Your typical Alex Jones / Trump rally chants. We walk up to the Capitol, and there's some folks. I don't know if it's the front or the back of the Capitol. It's the side of the Capitol with the scaffolding on it. They're doing some construction. We get up there, and there's these fellas trying to get up the stairs, and the Capitol Police are flashbanging them and anti-riot grenading them. They were using like the BBs, like the non-lethal BBs, and they were using some sort of gas. I know it wasn't CS, but it was it smelled like some sort of pepper spray, because while I was there with Alex Jones, he was trying to calm the crowd down, and I'm literally 3 feet from him at this point. And he's trying to calm people. He's saying, hey, don't do this. If we do this, Trump's not going to come. If we do this, Trump's not going to come.
Okay.
Well, and then where Alex Jones is, we start getting some of the gas thrown our way. A couple flashbangs. We're just being lobbed into the crowd, trying to disperse the crowd, it seemed like. So we went to the other side of the Capitol, which for the purpose of this interview, I'm going to call the back side of the Capitol.
Okay.
And we were standing there, and as Alex Jones is walking up, the steps of the Capitol were breached. They pushed through the Capitol Police.
How far after is this from the speech?
I think that minutes.
Minutes.
So
all this was going on while Trump is still talking?
This was going on while the President of the United States was talking, absolutely.
Interesting.
And I guess there was an attempt to breach the Capitol at 9:30 in the morning.
Yes, because I saw reports from NPR, and I got flack for reporting that NPR was saying that there's commotion and breaching of the Capitol at 9 o'clock or something in the morning.
Yeah, and that, from what I heard on the ground, that is a true and accurate statement. And what is amazing, and I think this will be the only platform that reports it, because I told this to Phil Williams as well. Yeah. When Alex Jones saw those stairs being breached,
right,
pops being pushed, he was the most concerned man in Washington, D.C. that day. He said, This is the end of us. They just screwed us. Now the media is going to report on nothing but violent right-wing demonstrators at the United States Capitol, violent Trump supporters.
And which is exactly what we've been seeing. So who do you believe those people storming? I've seen so many allegations of these are crazy Trump supporters, or these are people acting as Trump supporters. Your thoughts on that?
My thoughts are this. I think, because I know they just actually arrested a BLM guy.
Yeah.
Today, for the Epoch Times reported like right before I was coming. I'm under the impression of that they've arrested a few Antifas, and this is what I know about that day. The Viking dude, the weird dude.
Yeah, the QAnon guy.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, just we saw him.
From Arizona.
We saw him throughout the day.
Oh, you can't miss him, I guess, right?
And we were like, that guy's pretty weird.
Yeah.
But before the Capitol was stormed, probably within 30 minutes of that, we saw a couple individuals, skinny white kids, look kind of out of place, and they're going up to these groups. And it seemed like they were firing them up. Seemed like they were maybe telling some stories.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Getting some folks' blood boiling.
Right.
Well, then, about 30 minutes later, that daggum Capitol was breached.
And then you got the girl that's saying, "Oh, it's a revolution and everything," but she ended up having an onion in her towel, making her cry.
Wow! I haven't heard that.
Oh yeah, here. Let me show you this.
The Knoxville girl.
Yes, yeah. Oh, you didn't see this?
She should listen to that Roger Allen Wade song, "Knoxville Girl." That's a good tune.
Yeah, Elizabeth from Knoxville. Where is it? I got it in here somewhere.
But them mountain folks, you never can trust them mountain folks.
Those mountain folks.
I'm one of them, so you can trust me, though.
It's all good. Man, I just, you know what? I can't even find it. I got it in here somewhere. But we'll get into that in a little bit. But, Matt, okay, so now everything's going on. What are people saying that are outside of the Capitol when people are being let in? I saw videos of officers opening up gates.
And see, I didn't see that part. And I think maybe it was... Because at that point in time, I was hanging out with Jones. I was hanging out with my friends. Alex was talking to the Capitol Police saying,
"Hey, if you let me up there, I'm 90% sure I can get him down. Let me up there."
And they did. They eventually said, go up there and get him down. And he went up there and probably got 200 or 300 people off those stairs. And I think that may be where the trouble was initiated. Because once that many people left the stairs, people weren't packed in shoulder to shoulder. They could move. So your bad actors and the individuals that wanted trouble were now able to go.
Interesting.
And when they first got up there were cheers. After a few minutes while they were up there, and as soon as I got to the bottom of the stairs with Alex's security team, and there were a couple of us up there, because I said, "Hey, Alex," I didn't say it to him. I said to his security, to be truthful. I said, "Hey, we're here to help. We're here to help disperse the crowd too. We don't want this to turn bad. We don't want to be the bad guys. We don't want to be the villains." But as soon as we got to the bottom of the stairs, there was another loud and thunderous jeer. And you heard probably 15 flashbangs or 15 small explosions. So there was flashbangs or riot grenades, and after that there was nothing. So they hit them with everything they had. It seemed like they blew their wad. Or my theory is, if I were a betting man, I would say the only reason those people got inside the Capitol is because the Capitol Police were taking the Congress down to the tunnels.
Uh-huh.
I'm assuming they had a minimal force up there, thinking people weren't going to come in, when some of those bad actors saw that and knew that 15 weren't going to stop 300, no matter what they had. And the cops, I think maybe were, which I praise them for this, they were a little slow with the guns.
Yeah.
Because when we were walking down and they were throwing flashbangs as we were walking down, I looked at a couple of people. I said, the next thing that's going to come is bullets. I'm getting the hell out of here.
And I'll tell you, you've been to war. You spent 4 years on the battlefield. All right. Your thoughts on actually being deployed overseas and when all this is going on? Emotions. What do they compare to?
What's odd is that I said that to my buddy. I said, "Dude, this feels like I'm in Fallujah or Rusty Mullah again. This shit's getting weird."
Yeah.
I'm a little freaked out here. Not freaked out like scared or what. I said something bad's going to happen here. And I know my contingency of folks. We went down, I think it's 3rd and Pennsylvania Avenue, but I know for a fact it's 3rd Street. We went down there and there was a bunch of food trucks. I was starving to death. I still wanted that damn hamburger.
Oh, yeah, you didn't get the hamburger from Ollie's.
So I got me a street hamburger, and we hung out down there for a little bit, and then these folks called the Secret Service started showing up. And
okay.
I looked at my pals, and we said, and then everybody's phone just started going ballistic. Curfew was established. I think at this time it was about 3:30. Curfew was going to be started at 6, and I looked at my buddy Brad and I said, "Hey, dude, I got a flight out of here, but can I just ride home on the luxury coach with y'all?" And he goes, "Yeah."
So you didn't even fly back?
No, I didn't. I wanted to go nowhere near an airport.
How about those people at the getting taken off the planes? Did you see that?
Yeah, I went to actually. There were 2 Proud Boys that entered the United States Capitol, and both of them had D.C. press credentials.
Right.
So they were.
I mean, there was a decent amount of press in there.
They were amongst the groups. For some reason, our press credentials don't count, even though the District of Columbia gave them. But I think it's wild they're grabbing people off planes, and to be honest with you, I thought I was going to be one of them people.
Right.
Just because my face is out there.
Here's the thing. How did they know? Like, I was watching these videos of the people just being taken off of the planes because they were at the rally, not even inside the Capitol. They were taken off the plane because they were at the rally. Where
facial recognition, homie. You're in the most secure place in the country. Nothing like that has ever happened in the United States since 1814.
Tell that to those windows.
Facial recognition. Well, I mean,
they were taking pictures when you flew out of there. You were getting your picture taken at the airport.
Here, let's take a look at this.
This is what happens. This is what happens, guys. This is crazy, yo.
Let's go. This one arrives.
Here's what and boo. The guy's booing him. This is
everybody can be tough.
Who gets booted? Or who gets put on no-fly list? Convicted criminals and terrorists, right?
I don't believe that's accurate. I think depending on your crime, you can still fly. I don't think you can fly into Canada or Europe as a convicted felon.
Like look at this. Like this lady.
Oh, maybe them cops are racist.
Usually a no-fly list is somebody who has created some sort of incident on a previous flight or in an airport, like a
just for showing up at an event. Look at this girl with the pink flangy pants, and these people cheering. Imagine you're at a Biden rally. You're one of the 9 people in one of those perfect circles, okay? And you're at a Biden rally, and you get pulled from a plane for being there. That's absurd. Have you seen any backlash your way for being there? I'm watching these stories about this nurse being fired from Tennessee for being there. This pastor who's being banned on social media because he was over there. There's even a story of the ex-wife calling in on her husband who was there.
Now I get a little. I'm having the ex-wife issue. I don't want to litigate my case on the air. But,
yeah.
But me being in Washington D.C. is being brought up to.
Have you been contacted by authorities or anything?
I get contacted by the FBI on the regular.
Yeah.
They're nice guys. They just want to know what you know.
Yeah.
What you saw, what you heard.
Well, then why you're being banned on social media? Why can't I find any Proud Boy groups on Facebook? Do you even have a Facebook?
I'm not allowed on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
For what?
Venmo.
If you're not allowed on Twitter, I read in that News Channel 5 article he was reading your tweets or whatever.
Yeah, he was reading mean tweets about me.
Yeah.
It was as soon as News Channel 5 did their story, I was off Twitter within 6 hours.
Interesting. Wow.
And it might have been because I sent Phil Williams some of the pornography that I was receiving. I said, "Hey, can you please tell your viewers to stop sending this to me?"
Here, let me see if I'm still on Twitter with you on here. Let's see if we're still on. Rich, what do you? Okay, good. We still got our Twitter and the live feed is still up, so that's good. But man, all right. So what's the answer? How to move forward with not only just you guys and your mission coinciding with other people and their missions? How does it work?
I think this is what I kind of teach, coach, mentor, and counsel folks, because when people get doxxed or when people get harassed, for some reason, they reach out to me because they've kind of seen my story and how
Docs, that means like your information being put out publicly.
on the internet.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been doxxed like 140 times in 23 different states.
Has anything come of it? Like anyone show up where...
I got a bunch of forks. Put on my yard, and each one of them had a red U on it.
What does that mean?
Fork you.
Oh, fork you.
Fork you.
Oh, they're so creative.
Original. I want to
you.
know who spent the time to do like 10,000 forks. And I get fan mail pretty regularly.
Oh, fan mail. So the doxing sometimes backfires.
Well,
and introduces
by
you?
fan mail, it's go home Nazi.
Oh.
I hope you die.
Yeah.
You're fat, which I am. I'm working on that.
Oh, okay.
I'm working on that. So and I think fat shaming is bad. I don't think you're allowed to do that.
Yeah.
So I get that, but on the other end, I do get support. Like I walked through when I was in the airport, I met the MAGA Barbie, awesome lady from California.
Yeah, tell her so what's up.
Yeah, I will. I think Lady MAGA's more your style.
Yeah.
Lady MAGA's voice is very deep, though, and Lady MAGA may not be a woman.
Oh, you got my hopes up high.
But she's hot. I mean,
Lady Maga instead of Lady Gaga. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, I do get that. I get pictures. Sometimes it gets old that people want to take pictures or hang out, or it really messes people up when they want to buy me. If I'm out at like a bar or something, want to buy me alcohol, and I have to explain to them, hey, I don't drink anymore. I appreciate the gesture, but
yeah.
Thanks, but no thanks. If that makes sense, but
yeah, how do we bring it all together? How do we move forward where you guys can live and coexist with other groups?
Well, I think there's two things that need to happen. One, the country's so divided right now. The president that runs for office in 2024, whichever side he's on, needs to be the great unifier.
Okay.
Because it's not going to happen now. With all the division, people still get upset with mean words and believe fake news.
Uh-huh.
And they believe Wikipedias and things like that.
Right.
So, and then the other part with it is this, that you never, ever give up. You never stop moving forward. Even when you think it's over. Even when you think there's nothing left to fight for. You never, ever quit. Because once you quit, now you're complicit. And I'm going to tell you there's something we say as an organization a lot is when they got Alex Jones, nobody batted an eye. When they deplatformed Gavin, people started to open their eyes a little bit. When they got Roger Stone, now people started to get worried. They just got the president of the United States.
Right. Off of Facebook, off of Twitter, off of YouTube, off of Shopify, for crying out loud. I mean...
Well, and the end point to that is now they're coming for me. Why? Because I'm still standing in their way. And I'm going to keep fighting for what I believe in. And they're never going to silence me. They silenced me on Twitter. What am I doing now?
Yeah, how do you get your message out since you're not on Facebook or any of the social media sites?
I'm here.
Yeah.
I was on German news last night. I was on Channel 5 last week. They're not going to silence me. I'll keep fighting. And we're going to start we've linked in with a lot of the Trump rally organizers. I'm in pretty deep with heavy hitters inside the state's GOP. We're gonna fight back. And when I say fight back, for all you weirdos, I don't mean violence.
Isn't that a shame? You have to explain.
Absolutely.
Right.
Because that's the first thing that'll get jump cut into the next news story.
That's right.
Matthew Walters demanding violence. He
Yeah.
wants to fight back. And that's, if any of you local Clarksville business people are listening, and we're organizing this in Nashville, start fighting back. You have more money than this city. They can't sue you all. You sue them. We already let these folks starve us to death over this this
I can't
China
stand
virus.
I can't stand lockdowns. I am not for it. Mandates not my thing. I hear you on that.
Yeah, they starved you to death, and people didn't even understand it. They're like, "Oh, I got to stay inside." No, they made you poor. They made you now relying on them. Next thing they did is they make you wear a mask. What are they going to do next? Show up with $1,000 and say, "Give me your guns." Are you going to give them to them, or are you going to go get a job?
Man. Rich, you got any whistleblowing, dog whistling you want to do?
I have no dog whistle blowing, and I don't own any guns. Just saying.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. You got any questions for men?
I'm quite interested. I think it's interesting to see this perspective. I think one thing that goes back to the beginning of the broadcast, we got to remember that Wikipedia is not in any way an accurate news source. It is created literally by Wikipedia users that write an article and then it gets posted.
I know, and that's the thing. Like, say this recent Twitter battle I got into, that is exactly what got posted, copied and pasted for their argument. That how dare you support give your platform their voice. Look, they are racist. They are white supremacists. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. That was the person's argument. It was their copy paste. So the only way that I believe that we can move forward is with conversation. And with deplatforming and removing people, Twitter is just going to be a whole bunch of people on the left side. There's going to be nobody there to actually have that conversation.
Oh, it's going to be a left-wing echo chamber. And they're harassing us because we had Parler and it was a right-wing echo chamber.
And then they go, get out of here because we don't want any big tech competition. Follow the money always. Crazy. Bay, what do you make of this all?
Freedom of speech.
Freedom of speech, man. Red Pill Jen?
I was just going to echo what Rich said, and that is that there's a reason that no college, no educational establishment allows the use of Wikipedia, because literally anyone can go on there and write what they want. So, again, I agree also freedom of speech, but use scholarly sources if you want scholarly information.
Ed Reynolds checking in on YouTube. He types in, Joe can verify this. This is the only thing close to school social media I ever had. I saw the drama happening as soon as social media came out. And I don't deal with any drama. I never have. And
yeah, I've been sitting on here chatting with Ed and with Chris,
right?
And everybody on YouTube.
It's crazy. Let us know with your comments, okay? Type them in. We'll get to them. No doubt about it. Matt, thanks for telling your side of the story, man.
Absolutely, I appreciate you having me on.
Strike? Yeah, of course. I mean, if I know somebody and I know they're not a white supremacist, someone who is gay bashing, as some of the ones were saying, I'm like, I don't think so. I know, Matt. Let me have a conversation with them.
Wait. It's odd you say that because my best friend in this fraternity, well, I wouldn't say my best friend, one of my closest friends in this fraternity, has been voted best gay. He's the reigning, defending best gay in the Proud Boys.
So there's an award for that.
Yes, we have the best gay.
Okay, the best gay.
Yeah.
Right. And maybe if the sorority takes off, the best les. Right.
Yeah,
could
absolutely.
Be. Right. Thespians.
Actors.
Bring it all back. What they say in Brokeback Mountain? I can't cut you, or
I can't quit you.
I can't quit you. I can't quit you.
So I do have one question. So what does what's the history of the name? And I am not suspect or suspicious of Proud Boy motives at all. But I am curious for the listeners, where did the name Proud Boys come from, and why is it called Proud Boys?
I could not tell you. Gavin called it the Proud Boys. Actually, I do know. Because there is an Alan Meneke song called Proud of Your Boy.
Yeah, it's from Aladdin.
From Aladdin Broadway musical. Proud of your boy, I'll make you. And it's the whole song is about this young boy apologizing that he's not good enough to his mother. So, again, it's another little joke inside the fraternity that we are the Proud Boys because we'll never be that boy.
Interesting.
Okay. All right.
There you got it. Again, if you got any questions, any comments, just type them in, and don't forget to share this on your timeline. All right, there's people that need to hear and see exactly what's going on, because sometimes they just go to Wikipedia and be like, "Oh, how dare they?" Yeah, deplatform them. Right. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, coming up.
It's the Joe Padula Show. Bada bing. Clarksville's conversation.